Hello and welcome to Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. I'm Carissa Williamson. With a continued goal of empowering and providing opportunities for the youth, 63 recruits of the third cohort of the Bahamas National Youth Guard received awards and certificates at a graduation ceremony held at Baha Mar Convention Center on November 4th, 2024.
Those who know me know that I don't generally speak before my boss speaks. I will make an exception on this occasion to just advise the Prime Minister and all of you here and all who may get to hear this of some facts. The facts are that members from the National Youth Guard are already discharging functions that they were trained to. In the wildfires in Andros, a youth guard from Cohort 1 assisted, as have youth guard during hurricanes. I'd also advise Prime Minister that the public-mindedness of the participants in this program is solid. We have 4 youth guards participating in the HYPE program, Helping Young Persons Excel, an intervention program in our primary schools. We have Youth Guard members participating in Let's Swim Bahamas, a program by Andy and Nancy Knowles, teaching primary school students how to swim and introducing them to Bible stories and memory verses. And so, Prime Minister, your vision for this organization is being realized. Just one last thing before I call on the visionary responsible for this, and that is Deputy Commander Defense Force and Deputy Commissioner of Police. We have these minimum requirements for recruitment to your services of 5 BJCs, English and math, and any other 3. And if we had a BJC called Looking at the Sea, that would do. I see no reason, DCDF Deputy Commissioner, that the training that these young people have received ought not to be able to bridge the additional 3 subjects required. And as I think I have some ability to affect that in the Defense Force by Defense Force instructions, and very persuasively speaking to you in the police force, Prime Minister, unless you overrule me, the National Youth Guard will become a bridging requirement for recruitment to the Defense Force and the police force.
In recruiting for these various law enforcement agencies, we come across the deficiencies in qualifications to enter into these agencies. And I'm always of the view that we ought not just to reject applicants, but find a way to ensure that we qualify them to become part of those agencies. And one of the things I indicated to the minister is that, very often, as we biblically we are told that very often the Lord don't call the qualified; He qualifies those whom He calls. And I think once they apply, they're being called. So it's for us to qualify them for the call. It is indeed a pleasure to be here to celebrate this 3rd cohort. So let's give the newest members of the National Youth Guard a rousing round of applause. Today is indeed a special milestone. For these 63 young men and women, the past few months have been filled with new experiences, exciting challenges that have stretched their mental and physical limits. Through grit and determination, these recruits have developed valuable disaster preparedness and leadership skills, all the while acquiring medical techniques and vocational training that will serve them well on their respective career paths. I was fortunate to meet with many of you during your carpentry training, and I was moved by your talent and your spirit. The experience took me back to my own high school days, not too long ago. When I worked as a carpenter's helper for many years. In those days, you went to school and you learned a trade, and carpentry was a trade that my father pushed me to learn. So it was indeed a privilege to spend some time with you, and it has only made me believe all the more strongly that youth empowerment is key to confronting some of our country's most pressing challenges. At that workshop, I urge you all to take advantage of your training. Today, I celebrate your success and wish you well in this new chapter of your lives. The National Youth Guard was designed to produce courageous, compassionate, and adept young leaders, well equipped to respond in times of disaster. You now emerge from this program as a vital cadre of first responders. Hold fast to your training, as it will be key to the safety and well-being of yourself and of our brothers and sisters. As weather extremes grow more common and more acute, you will be among the guardians we look to in times of crisis. Through your sense of duty as young people, committed to making a positive difference in your nation, you inspire confidence in all of us. Disasters need not spell doom. With the right preparation and the right people, we can mitigate the damage caused by disasters. This year's hurricane season largely spared our islands, but while it officially came to a close last Friday, serious storms like Beryl, Helene, and Milton remind us that the stakes are always high for our region, and like global temperatures, they continue to rise. I've been pushing for change, real change, on the world stage, and the global advocacy has given rise to more bargaining power, partnerships, and investments for the Bahamas. Here at home, we are rolling up our sleeves and working even harder. We are securing a new energy future for all of our islands by transitioning to 30% renewable energy by 2030. This is part of a wider energy reform agenda that is bringing clean, reliable, and efficient energy to all Bahamian families. As I stressed this past September at Climate Week in New York City, this transition is good for the planet and good for our economy. It's creating green jobs, fostering local expertise, and enhancing the resilience of our energy generation and transmission infrastructure. Climate change is a threat to the entire world, and it poses an even greater threat to the Bahamians than many others. However, the challenges posed by climate change are also prompting innovation and advancement like never before. As the climate changes, so are we. We are harnessing our collective capacity and spirit, not just to endure, but to overcome. Friends, with the graduation of this last cohort of the National Youth Guard, we are rising to the occasion. Cohort 3, we are so proud of you. This is a brilliant achievement. I thank you for your dedication to country and your passion for service. The time you have invested in this program has not only made you more skilled and empowered individuals, it has made our nation stronger.
To allow greater generation capacity and improved services, Bahamas Power and Light partnered with Bahamas Utilities Holdings Limited for the use of dual-fuel turbine engines. The Ministry of Energy and Transport, in collaboration with the partnership of BPL and Bahamas Utilities Holdings Limited, held a commissioning ceremony for the engines at SunOil headquarters on October 15, 2024.
A proud product of Long Island, CEO Seymour understands the unique challenges our family islands face, as well as New Providence. We are confident that CEO Seymour and her executive management team will not only deliver on the energy reforms that our nation requires, but also work with the understanding that BPL must improve how it responds to its customers. In publicly recognizing the new CEO, I wish to express my gratitude to the former CEO, Mr. Siobhan Cambridge, for his leadership of BPL over the past few years and his work in improving the energy sector. We also have representatives from the two unions at BPL, the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union and the Bahamas Electrical Utility Managerial Union present. The unions and BPL's board are united on several core principles. These principles include the lowering of energy costs, fighting for Bahamian workers at BPL to be respected, but held accountable for performance, and protecting the viability of BPL so that the pensions of retired workers can be paid. Joining us in the audience are stakeholders from the hospitality and business communities. Your attendance is an indication of your deep interest in securing a better energy future. Last but certainly not least, I wish to recognize our partners at Bahamas Utilities Holdings Limited, Shell North America, and Focal for their work in making today's ceremony possible, and more importantly, for their role in transforming our energy sector. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to electricity, Bahamian households and businesses want two main things: to be confident that the electricity, or as we say, power, will stay on, and two, power bills that are affordable. These two basic needs aren't confined to any section of society. Rather, these needs are aspirations that we all want and deserve. Going further, and to be very frank, Bahamians are simply tired of hearing about the electricity challenges. They want sustainable and lasting solutions. Now, we understand that there's a great deal of skepticism, as our past actions over several administrations have not yielded the intended results in a sustainable and lasting manner. But we cannot allow the skepticism to deter us from acting. And let there be no doubt, the Davis administration is committed to acting. Our actions must secure a brighter energy future for all Bahamians. Reliable electricity is possible, and the reforms underway, which include partnerships to expand generation, improvements to the grid, and the transition to LNG, would provide positive results for Bahamian households and businesses. Today, we are commissioning 2 dual-fuel turbine engines because of a public-private partnership between BPL and Bahamas Utilities Holdings Limited. The partnership is guided by a power purchase agreement, commonly referred to as a PPA. PPAs are standard practice in the energy field. The PPA for this project includes clearly defined key performance indicators and penalties for non-performance. Provisions have also been made included to lock down rates, which will protect Bahamian households and businesses from large cost fluctuations. In many countries, including the United States, PPAs have been successful in positively transforming the energy sector, delivering consistent electricity supply, reducing carbon emissions, and providing cost savings. The partnership with Bahamas Utility Holdings will allow for BPL to increase its generation capacity with direct benefits for households and businesses in New Providence, such as improved reliability in electricity service. Currently, the available electricity capacity on New Providence is 256 megawatts. At full capacity, these engines would add 62 megawatts of electricity to the grid. The engines allow for dual fuel technology, which will enhance operational flexibility. However, by June 2025, the engines will run fully on LNG. The LNG fuel will be provided by Shell North America. For over 60 years, Shell has been a pioneer in LNG and today has a leading integrated gas and LNG business, from producing gas, liquefying gas, trading and shipping it, then turning the LNG back into gas and distributing it to customers. Further, Shell is one of the world's largest leading LNG supplier, traded 67 million tons of LNG in 2023, around 16% of the global LNG market. The partnership between BPL and BUH is representative of a strategic solution that has proven to be effective and successful in transforming the energy market. As a small island developing nation, we must embrace partnerships to grow and deliver meaningful benefits for the Bahamian people.
More of Your Government in Action when we return. Welcome back. Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable Jomo Campbell, introduced a debate in the House of Assembly on the Veterinary Medicine Bill 2024 on October 2nd, 2024. The bill, according to Minister Campbell, will lay the foundation to create a comprehensive regulatory regime for the practice of veterinary medicine in the Bahamas.
As we are well aware, animals are an important part of our society. They serve as pets, livestock, as vital parts of the ecosystem and food chains. They are part of tourist attractions and even serve in our uniform branches. And today, I am happy to open debate on the Veterinarian Medical Bill 2024. Madam Speaker, with that being said, you can see that the gallery today is full to almost to capacity. I would like to take this time, Madam Speaker, to acknowledge the presence of members from the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources. If you could please stand. We also have with us, Madam Speaker, representatives of the Veterinarian Society sector of the Bahamas. If you could also please stand, the Veterinarian Medical Association, as well as representatives from BAR. Yes, they're all here today, Madam Speaker, in support of this bill. This bill seeks to create a comprehensive regulatory regime for the practice of veterinary medicine in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. It addresses critical areas such as the licensing of veterinarians, the establishment of professional standards, the regulation of veterinary practices, and the establishment of a long-awaited veterinary council and the appointment of a registrar. The aim of the bill is not just to uphold the welfare of animals, but also to ensure the practice of veterinary medicine and ensure that it remains effective, responsible, and aligned with modern scientific advancements. This bill, Madam Speaker, when enacted, will repeal and replace the 1966 Veterinary Surgeons Act. This is what it looked like. 1966. Which currently provides for the registration of persons qualified to practice veterinary surgery and regulation of that practice. From this, Madam Speaker, to this. Oh, yeah. Madam Speaker, The enactment of this legislation will create the Bahamas Veterinary Council. The council will consist of 9 persons, including the Director of Veterinary Services, 2 veterinarians registered under this act, working within the public service, 4 veterinarians registered under this act are nominated by the Veterinary Medical Association of the Bahamas, along with 1 veterinary professional and another person. Those appointed to the council will serve a term of 3 years. Madam Speaker, Section 6 of this bill sets forth the functions of the BVC, the Bahamas Veterinary Council. And they include considering and approving the qualification of vets and veterinarian paraprofessionals who apply for registration under the Act, consider and approve the qualifications of veterinarians registered and licensed under the Act, register and license persons who satisfy the requirements for registration and licensing under the veterinarians under this Act, register veterinary paraprofessionals under the Act, regulate the standard of practice of veterinary medicine, establish and maintain a system of ongoing assessment of the adequacy of training of veterinarians to ensure conformity with established national and international standards.
The Security Division at the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, in collaboration with the Royal Bahamas Police Force Schools Policing Unit, held a press conference where officials announced that all junior and senior high schools will be outfitted with metal detector scanners. The announcement took place at the ministry's headquarters on October 24th, 2024.
Thank you for being here today for this important press conference where we will provide critical updates regarding the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training and the Royal Bahamas Police Force latest initiative to enhance school security. The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training is fully committed to ensuring that safety and the well-being of our teachers, staff, and students across the country are taken care of. We recognize that our schools should be a place where both education and safety are paramount, and we are taking proactive steps to make sure that that remains the case. Today, I am pleased to announce the acquisition of metal hand scanners, which will be deployed to our schools in New Providence as a part of our broader schools safety strategy. These scanners represent a crucial and critical investment in our security measures, helping to prevent unauthorized items from entering our campuses and ensuring that our students and our staff are learning and working in a safe environment. This initiative underscores our ongoing partnership with the Royal Bahamas Police Force, who have been working hand in hand with our security department. Together, we are providing not only the tools, but the necessary training to ensure that these scanners are used effectively and that our overall school security personnel are strengthened. We understand that the school safety is a growing concern for students, for parents, and the wider community. And we want to assure you that the ministry is doing everything within its power to address these concerns. Our commitment to creating safe and secure learning environment is unwavering, and we are confident that this investment will contribute to a more secure atmosphere in our schools. Once again, thank you for your attention, and we look forward to hearing about our investment in the safety of our schools. And we appreciate the media for coming here today so that they can inform the public of the priorities that our ministry have placed on the nation's children. Thank you.
Well, this is a great day. The major objective for the Security Department under the directive of our minister and definitely the government and the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is to provide safe school environment. That's what our focus is. We want to make sure that when our kids go to school, that they don't have to worry about someone taking a knife on them or someone stealing their lunch, or someone doing anything that would impact that environment. But added to that, we also want to make sure that not only that our school environment is safe, we want to make sure that our people is trained. So our minister have given us a mandate. The mandate is we need to train people. We need to make sure the 483 officers are retrained. 483 across the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And so far, we have already trained 62 of them. She also gave us a mandate that we need to invest in equipment. And so today, we launch an aspect of that equipment that we purchased, which is the handheld scanners. The government have invested in those to ensure that our school environment is safe. And so we are working very hard to make sure that we get them on the campus. So far, we have placed them on all of the schools in New Providence. That's junior and senior high schools. Junior and senior high. So we have over 54 scanners across the school population in New Providence. These scanners will impact the culture that we are experiencing in our schools. That means people are trying to sneak knives, people are sneaking their phones. All of these things, these scanners will help us to address. We will demonstrate that to the press. And then, like I say, in the training module that we're using, right now at the police college, along with the Defense Force and the police force, we have trained so far 64 security officers. So we are retraining and making sure that they meet the daily objective. And so today, as we launch these scanners, we want members of the public to know that, listen, please ensure that your children do not bring these prohibited weapons or phones or anything on the campus, because if they bring them, these scanners will definitely detect them. And so this morning, this afternoon, as we come and introduce these scanners to make sure that we make the members of the public aware what is going on, we want you to please ensure that you spread the word that our school security and what we are trying to do is we are trying to make sure that everyone who enters those campuses, whether they're parents or they're students, that they are properly scanned and that our environment is safe. The major objective for us is we don't want to see what is playing out in other communities around the world playing out in our schools. So we're going to do everything in our power to ensure that. We have another investment in personnel. So we are looking for more personnel, and hopefully soon we'll have a squad of new security officers joining the ones that are on campus now. And so with that said, I really want to thank the press for coming out and being a part of the sensitization of the members of our community so that they would encourage their children. Please don't bring anything on those campuses that they shouldn't have.
I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a proud presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Tuesday evenings, where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.